So hi everybody and welcome to my new video about rounding functions. Rounding functions can be used to reduce the number of digits for a decimal or just to round to a specific multiple. I hope you learned some new things and so please enjoy the video. So let's explain some things about rounding functions. And basically there are two sets of rounding functions. The first one is just round a number to a specific number of decimal digits, and the other type of rounding function is to round to the desired multiple. And in the next examples I will show you what the difference is. And both sets have different variants to just round or round up and round down, and I will show you them. The first one is the isRound function. It's the simple isRound, and I can select this cell which has a number with decimals, and I can just, for example, say I want to round on 2 digits. Close the formula function and press enter, and you will see this number is rounded to 2 digits. And it just rounded it because to 7.39 because it's 38 and then the 9, so it was rounded up to 7.39. When I change this in 423 in the end, you'll see it changes to 7.38. The next one is round down. Basically the same, but it rounds everything down. So you see the example when we had this with the 9, it was 7.39. With the round down, everything will be rounded down with, in this case, 2 digits to the decimal to 7.38. The same thing, but then rounded up, is the isRoundUp function. Same way, 2 arguments, the number and the number of digits. So basically it doesn't matter which number this 9 is. I can change it to, for example, a 2, and this still stays 7.39. So the other type of rounding function is the rounding to a desired multiple. So in that case I use the MROUND function. I can say isMROUND. Again, I'll take this number, and now I do not need to enter a number of digits for the decimal, but I need to enter a multiple. So let's say I can type 0.25 for instance, and you will see it's becoming 7.5. I can also, for example, choose 10 for a multiple, and then you see it's going to 10 because this is above 5. There are 2 other variants of the MROUND that are the isCeiling and the floor function, which is basically the same as round down and round up, but then not with a digits rounding, but with a multiple rounding. So I can say, for example, isCeiling, again this number, and I can say to 0.1 as a multiple, and you'll see it's 7.4. I can also say 0.2 or 3, let's say here, it will become 7.5. I can also say a multiple of 2, so it's going up from 7 to 8. The opposite of that is the floor function. I can type is floor. Again, select the number. Second argument is the significance, and that's the multiple to round to. And again, when I say 2, you'll see I did the same as in this one with the same number, but because this is the floor function, it goes down to 6. So you see it rounds it to the nearest multiple of 2, and because it's the floor function, it's going down to the nearest multiple of 2. Another thing I want to explain to you is the difference between rounding and increasing or decreasing the decimal digits. So I can say is round this number with 1 digit as a decimal. So, well, it becomes 7.4, that's obvious, but this number I can change the decimals using these 2 buttons here, the increase decimal and decrease decimal. So when I type this, click this, you'll see it also becomes 7.4. And when you just look at it, it seems this value and this value are the same. It both says 7.4 in these cells. But there is a difference, and I can explain it to you by, for example, multiplying this number by 5. Multiplying by 5, and also multiplying this number by 5. You'll see the difference. This is 37, I mean, and this is 36.94 in the bit. The difference is these are not the same values. This one is a rounded value from this, and when I increase the decimals, you see I rounded this value, and it basically changes the value to 7.4. This is no longer 7.38923, but it's becoming 7.4. When I decrease the digits on this one, the value isn't 7.4. You can see in my formula bar the exact value. It's 7.38923. This is just for visibility. It's not actually changing the number. So that's also why I get different outcomes when I multiply these numbers by 5. So if you want to change the number and really round the value, you need this function. And when you just for physical visibility reasons wants to doesn't show all the decimal digits, you can use these buttons to change it decimals, but not to change the value. So another thing I want to show you is rounding with time. I can also use these functions to round with time. I can say, and I use the MROUND for times, I want to round this time 9 hours and 13 minutes to a multiple of 50 minutes. And formula. And you'll see 9 hours and 13 minutes will be rounded to 9 hours and 15 minutes. And when I change this, for example, to 41, it will become 9 hours and 45 minutes. So I can also round a number to a quarter. I have a number here, and I can round it to this quarter. Like I say, I can use isMRound. And I want to round this number with the second argument, the multiple, to a quarter. And function, press enter, and this is the result. So, like I explained in one of my previous videos, a time or a date is just a number. So I can change this format to general, and basically what I've done here is round this number on this decimal, because 1 quarter, 15 minutes is this. So I can also change this format to hour, minute, and you'll see it's a time. So thanks for watching this video about rounding functions. If you have any questions or thoughts about these rounding functions, please let me know in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did so, don't forget to subscribe to watch all of my other videos about Excel.